Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here. Welcome back to Star Citizen. We are today back in 4.6 because I am going to be doing... interesting. I've loaded back into a shard that I was in the other day. I've loaded back into 4.6 here because I'm going to be doing some pre-patch purchasing here. So I'm just going to grab my 300i as it's the only one that I have here apparently. And we're going to do the whole small ship in an extra large hangar. And so I'm going to be using Erkul. I did a little bit of research earlier today. And I'm going to pull that up here quickly as well. I've swapped to using Opera as well instead of Google Chrome, as it's more performant, easier on my system. And so I'm going to be looking up a couple things here while we get this thing going. So 4.7 has gone to a laser cannon meta, or of course if you've got the NBD repeaters, if you've got access to those are by far the shall we say the most ubiquitous. They've got the speed and the fire rate as well as the alpha damage to basically be the top dog across the board. But if you don't have access to any of those, the other options are going to be your Lightstrike cannons. These are made by Asperia. They can be found at New Babbage, and they've got a projectile speed. Let's see here where we're at. That's range of I guess 1900 through 35, almost 3600. But the important bit here is their projectile speed. Let me find that. I know it was just on here. Let me see here. There you go, projectile speed. Okay, so these are all 1800 for the 1s, 2s, and 3s, and then by the time you get up to a 4, it's still 1728. So anything, say a Hornet all the way down, if it's running a Lightstrike cannon, is going to have the alpha damage to punch through the shielding and the armor on everything from a light all the way up to a heavy fighter. They've got, as you can see, a 49 damage here for the alpha minimum on a size 1. And then by the time you get up to a 3, it's all the way up at 111. And so they've got enough that they can punch through shielding on... Oh goodness, I think it's everything all the way up to like the... Let's jump back here and we'll take a look at heavy fighter. Let's see here. Mirai Guardian MX. There you go, that's the heavy fighter. And then if we come down here and we take a look at the deflection check here. You know, the penetrating weapons, if we start scrolling through here. And we go Lightstrike cannon, there we go. So apparently the 1 won't quite punch through, but the 2 on up will punch right through. And then of course once you get once you get that little bit of armor reduced, the 1s will punch through as soon as it drops below a certain percentage. So we'll go... There we go. So as soon as you get down below 78% or so, those light strikes will punch right through as well. So it's a good option between speed and damage. And then I guess the other one we'll do the same check here, and we'll see the NDBs. Ooh, the size 2s won't punch through. Interesting. Let's take a look at the Omninskys, because I believe those have got enough damage as well. No, the 337s won't touch it. Yeah, okay, so the Omninskys should punch straight through. I'm going to take a look through this. There we go, Omninsky 3. So that one's got a 97 alpha, the size 1 laser cannon. So if you're going for a little bit more punch, going with the Omninskys is going to be the way to go. If you're going for a little bit more speed, the Lightstrikes are going to be the way to go. While they'll still do, you know, 2s and 3s will still do damage to armor on heavy ships. So if you're running an arrow, or if you're running a gladius or something like that that's got the size 3 lasers on it, you can run those and still punch straight through shielding and armor, and be able to bring that value down so that your size 1 lasers will be able to punch through. So I'm going to be doing some pre-patch purchasing here, basically preloading all this, because there's generally a little bit of a rush right at the start of a patch of people getting all of their weapons and components and all that kind of stuff purchased. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today, since it is patch day. And we're going to go around and I'm going to purchase some of each of those weapons. I'm also going to be stopping by Hurl 5, because I want to purchase some of the...
I hope you enjoyed your time here, Orson, and you have a pleasant rest of your journey.
Hurl 5 High Course Station. Yep, there we go. Because that is where the Atlas Quantum Drive is at. And I want to go ahead and get a decent number of those. Probably going to get like 20, maybe 25, and fit those on all of my size 1 ships, because that will give me the best bang for my buck as far as quantum travel speed, spool time or cooldown time, and travel, overall travel distance. Alright, of course my marker has disappeared, so let's see here. It should be... there we go, right there. I'm going to go ahead and jump over there. And of course the 300i, it's a great little runabout ship for traveling around. The quantum drive on here already is... let's see here, we'll scroll here, Expedition quantum drive. Let's go ahead and we'll pull up Erkul again and take a look at this. And Expedition, there we go. So that's a civilian. It'll do 165,000 kilometers per second max speed. I'm going to go ahead and sort through this, and we're going to go size filter of size 1. There we go. And we're going to sort by speed. So obviously the VK00 militaries are going to be your best as far as speed, but they've also got quite limited range. There's, let's see, cooldown, calibration, efficiency. There's a column somewhere over here that kind of gives you max range. Calibration, cooldown, spool up, stage 2, spline max, power consumption. Where is overall? There's an overall range as well somewhere in here. I just can't find it at this point. EM max. Price, interesting. Well, I guess it may not be displayed on here. Anyway, so if we start going by max speed, the Atlas is number 3 for size 1s. Now the reason I don't go with this Colossus is that if we scroll over to the speed up, or the spool time and cooldown time, we'll see if we can find that here. Distortion, decay, distortion. There you go, spool up time and cooldown time. So it's got a 21-second cooldown time on that long jump spool. So if you get up to stage 2. And I don't want to be stuck at an OM point. You know, if I'm jumping into OM1 or something like that and I'm getting jumped, I want to be able to get out of here at like 8 seconds instead of the 21. So I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of these Atlases. And they still have a range of somewhere around 100,000 as far as their jump range. So we're going to go ahead and we'll pop into her L5 here and get some of these. And then I'm going to pop over to New Babbage. I'm actually seriously considering setting up there as my home location. A lot of my org members birth out of there.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And set that as their home location. There we go. And so that'll make it a little easier for partying up. But then it's also got all of these Lightstrikes and the Omninskys are all available there at the center mass. And with the faster quantum drive, I've still got the ability to get around the verse at a pretty decent clip.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I'll just leave that one parked on the hangar there. Actually, it might be a good idea. We'll just put that one down in storage, and that way we can fit it with an Atlas as well for faster jumping around. Oh goodness. I can't wait till later today when we actually get a patch drop that we can... That search function is quite nice actually for looking around and finding the ship that you're looking for. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head down here to the Galleria. Wow, performance is terrible in here today. That's one thing that I have been liking about the PTU. Is things have been... Come on. Things have been running relatively smoothly there. What have I got going on here? Can't imagine it's too many things open at once. I've got Edge running in the background. Maybe? Alright. We'll just see if we can navigate around in here. Go ahead and pull up my map here internally. And we want to look for... Platinum Bay. There we go. Looks like it's upstairs. That still throws me every time I go to hit M to turn off the mini-map, or turn off the map, and it doesn't turn off. I'm like, what in the world? Oh, that's right, it's F2 in this game. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll pop into here, and I'm going to go ahead and we'll purchase a whole bunch of these. 26 I would think will be enough. There we go. And I think that's really the only thing that I need here. I'm just going to look and see what we've got as far as faster quantum time for size 2s and size 3s. Perhaps we've got a good perhaps we've got a good option for that as well. This is a crossfield. There we go. So we'll sort by max speed. There you go. And it looks like a civilian grade A Chimera is probably our best bet. I'm going to sort by cooldown time here as well and just see 205 max speed. It's a Sunfire, and then you've got competition C. Yeah, it looks like that Chimera is going to be probably our best bet as well. Let's take a look and see where we can find those. Cousin Crows, Platinum Bay at Crew L1, Platinum Bay at Crew L5. Alright, I may have to jump around and get some of those as well. And what about for size 3s? Because I know I've got an Asgard, which, well, that's a size 2 as well. I'm trying to think if I have any size 3 ships. I don't think I really do. So I have to pop back to Crew L1 and grab some of those as well. Alright. Seems like performance has recovered. Perhaps it was just loading in some shaders or something like that for the area. I don't know. Alright. I guess the size 2s I'm just going to wait and we'll do that later, or grab those. Grab those at a later point. Let's go for vehicles here, and origin 300i, there we are. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace the quantum drive with an Atlas. There we go, perfect. Alright, and that'll give us a little bit of a speed boost when it comes to getting around the verse. Oops, not 3. 400. There we go. Makes that very handy, actually.
Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
Wow, 70 plus frame rate, 80? Nice. Oh, you know what? We're not going anywhere, I guess, that requires that, but I'll have to make sure. If you are replacing your quantum drive, I didn't do it here, but if you're replacing your quantum drive, make sure that you unequip the jump module first, because that will stay locked to the quantum drive when you remove it. And so you'll go to jump to Pyro or to Nyx, where a lot of these new events are at, and you won't be able to get through without stopping and purchasing another quantum drive. So make sure that you unequip that before you swap the quantum drive, and then you can go ahead and
Thank you. And please visit again.
go ahead and swap it back. There we go. Alright, and I've got that, and we're now down to 4 minutes quantum travel time, which is pretty good for the 51,000 or 51 gigameters that it's going to be to get over there, million kilometers. That's not bad at all. I'm quite happy with that. And of course, I've left my reclaimer out there because I'm trying to get rid of that. So we're going to do a little bit of a patch test here, and we're just going to see whether that disappears and whether we're actually still losing ships that are in an unknown or a destroyed state, or if we're going to have those persist through a patch. Doing a little experiment here. Hopefully we'll actually be getting rid of the reclaimer and still have a way to do that, so that I don't spawn with an extra large hangar. I never fly the reclaimer personally because I'm not a salvage person, and it's been making me have an extra large hangar at any of my starting locations, so we're going to hopefully get rid of that. And I guess we'll also verify at the same time whether we're still having those ships disappearing, if they're not in a deliverable or a stored state. For those of you who are still with us, I was checking out the new Aurora Mark II. There's a teaser video that came out yesterday or earlier today, probably yesterday. It's Jojo TV has a good little overview of all that. I'll see if I can pop a link down below to that one. Really enjoyed his coverage of that one and kind of the sneak peek on that. I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to upgrade my alternate account to a Mark II. Obviously I don't know how much it's going to be at this point, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be somewhere around 60, considering the upgrades that they've done to it. It's now got what looks like size 2 laser repeaters that come stock on it. It's got modular ability, so you can put different modules in the back of the ship. So you've got a 6 SCU cargo module, somewhat similar to the one that's in the 300i. You've got, there's maybe a weapons package or something like that adds a whole bunch of missiles or something. There's various different modules in the back, and it's got the little X-wing effect. You know, the wings that kind of swing out like the ornithopter. So there are a lot of community members now that are quite happy with that, and very excited. So I'm gonna see, I guess, how much that's going to cost to have to upgrade to that. Maybe CIG will do an option or something where you can upgrade to one of those, you know, for a limited amount if you've already got a Mark 1. That'd be kind of cool. It's kind of weird. Might be getting a little bit of stick drift there because it looks like my hand is kind of jumping around there. Yep, there's the old reclaimer, and we'll start to see Microtech coming into view here. Is that? Oh no, those are the moons.
Quantum fuel, 25%.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be coming in on only a little bit left. There we go. Alright. And as you can see, that cooldown is really quite quick. There we go. And let's see if we can find... There we go. Find new Babbage. Spool up time. There we go. So her whole cooldown to jump from all the way over there to a spool up and be able to jump again is 12 seconds or so, which is really not bad for a size 1. Got to fly this thing a little more for just these short hops sort of things. It's quite nice. And since I'm not really interested in keeping this one at this point, you know, everything's going to be going back to default with the patch, I'm just going to land over here outside the commons. Come on, frames, you can do it. And we'll go in through the ground entrance there. If you look for these 4 round areas over here, kind of by the by that monorail, that's right where the entrance is. Go ahead and swap to SCM here. There you go. And we're going to go ahead and land right over here on the ice. Actually, we might just park up here, honestly, since there's no one here. Doubt there's really a whole lot of gameplay going on this morning. I'm expecting that we'll probably have the patch sometime around 6 o'clock PM Eastern time. Hopefully it's long before 8, because that's when I'm, well, you know, 8:45 or so, that's when I'm going to be streaming tonight. So if you are someone who enjoys watching Star Citizen streams, do me a favor, pop by. I stream on both Twitch and on YouTube. And we'll be doing a lot of this pre-patch setup stuff, and taking a look at some of the new things that 4.7 has to offer. Especially the new inventory, and we might see about taking out a mining vessel and doing some of those. Otherwise, so, you know, getting some materials. Otherwise, we are going to be doing a decent number of the bounty missions and the ship-based missions, so that we can start unlocking the blueprints.
Hi, and welcome to New Babbage.
Because crafting is coming in 4.7, and to print anything more than just your basic, there's, I think, like 3 light armor pieces, 3 or 4 light armor pieces, P4 AR, and a couple of different magazines, P8 maybe as well. You've got to go out and earn those blueprints, so we're probably going to be grinding those pretty hard over the next couple of weeks. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to pull up the light strikes here, and actually let's go for gun. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy, oh goodness, I've got a lot. Let's go ahead and we'll buy, yeah, we probably don't need that many. Let's go for, let's go for 20. I don't really have that many. Let's go for 30. I don't have that many size 1 ships. We've got the money. Alright, Lightstrike 2s. I really don't have hardly any Lightstrike 2s, so I'm just going to buy like 10 of those, or hardly any ships that will take a let's go with 16, that will take a size 2 weapon mount. We'll go ahead and we'll buy a whole bunch of these because I do have a lot of size 3s. Let's go, yeah, 66 should be more than enough. 4 million and change. And then for size 4s, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just buy like 22 of those because I don't have a whole lot of size 4s. And there, yeah, thank you. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the Omninskys as well. I'm going to get some size 1s. We'll go for 22 of those. Because again, I'm probably not going to fit these on everything. We'll get, say, 12 of those. And the Omninsky... One, 3, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy, we'll go with like 52 of those. There we go. And then the Omninsky 4, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get, let's go with 16 of those. Gives me some options for my few larger vessels. And I don't think I have any size 5s except for, I think I've got one on the Buccaneer. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll get, let's get 6 of those, just in case we've got something else that runs one of those. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Lightstrikes as well. Lightstrike size 5. And we'll go 6 of those as well. There we go. Alright, so that's got all of my weapons purchases done. We are going to be done there for the day. And I hope to see you all later in 4.7 for tonight's stream. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Take care, and I will see you all later. Ta-ta.